So today we're gonna find the area of rectangles and squares. The area is this shaded region right here, and it's how much square units a shape takes up. This is a two-dimensional measure area. So the perimeter deals with what's on the outside. The area is what's in the inside of the square. So the area for a square is side squared. And I'll explain that to you in a minute, because the area of a rectangle is the length times the width. So length times width. And since you find area by multiplying, and multiplication is commutative, it doesn't really matter what you call the length and what you call the width, as long as you get this one and this one. So for a square, all of its sides are congruent. So if I was going to take the length times the width of this square, it would be s times s. And if you remember, when we were going over squares a while ago, this just becomes s squared. So that's how we get that formula. Now we're going to do some examples. So find the area of each. So this is a rectangle. So to find the area, we're going to take the length, 13, times the width, and if you put that into account, you find that the area is equal to 78. Now, this thing right here, the units they gave them to us in centimeters. But when I take these two numbers and multiply them together, I'm going to multiply the numbers and I'm going to multiply the units. So I get centimeters times centimeters, which gives you 78 centimeters squared, which makes sense because when we find the area, we're finding how many little square centimeters fill up our shape. And our units are very important when we find the area. So if they give you units, you have to make sure you have the correct units on your answer. So now we have this, and all of these sides are congruent, so this must be a square. So the area is 1/12. And notice they didn't give us units, so I don't have to worry about that. Now I need to find the area of this shape. So in order to do this, we're gonna break it up into smaller rectangles that I can easily find the area of. So I'm gonna draw a line here. This is one rectangle, and I'm gonna draw a line here. This is two rectangles, and this is our third rectangle that we're gonna use. So in order to find the area of this one, you have to remember that this 6 is the area of this entire side. This 5 is the area of just this side. So we're going to ignore that 6 right there. And this is going to be 5 times 1. So the area of rectangle 1, R1, is equal to 5 times 1, which is just 5. Now, if you look over here, the area of this rectangle is going to be the same as the area of this rectangle. This 6, once again, is a 6 for this whole side. So we're going to ignore that, and we just want the 5 for this part of the side. So once again, we're going to get area of rectangle 3 is equal to 5 times 1, which is 5. So now I'm going to find the area of this rectangle right here, rectangle 2. So if I know that this part of this leg is 5 and this entire leg is 6, I'm going to minus the whole, and I'm going to subtract a part from it, and that means that this little piece right here is 1. And we would do the same thing over here to get 1 over here. So for this rectangle, it's area of rectangle 2 is equal to 10 times 1, which is 10. So now I'm going to add these all up to get the area of this entire shape inside here. So I'm going to get 5 plus 5 is 10, plus 10 is 20. So the area of the shape is 20. So now, in order to find the shaded area, or the area of the shaded region, I'm going to take this big area minus this little area. So 112 minus 20 will give us 92. So that's the area of the shaded region. Well, that's all we're going to do for area of rectangles and squares. But the next lesson is going to deal with area of parallelograms and triangles, and they have their own special kind of formula. So make sure you come back and watch that.